That event is taking place now. This is the event sponsored by Te Puna Kokiri. And looking getting close to a start.
Yes, that's right, John. Te Puni Kokiri are the sponsors of this event. Sheep have been supplied by Cross Keys. They'll be handling 3 long wool fleeces. The seal time is 1 minute 20 seconds. And this is the semi-final. So we'll go from 8 down to 4. Three fleeces for this senior wool handling semi-final.
Logan Kamara to come to do a draw for the circuit, please. Logan Kamara.
We're just waiting on the green light. Yes, we have it. Shearers to the board. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, Shearers, this is the senior wool handlers. So we can take it a little bit more easier than what we did on those open wool handlers.
Thank you, Tima. Te Puni Kokiri are the sponsors. I have Mavis Mullins, past president of Golden Shears, and I bow when I say that, past team manager of the New Zealand team, who does a lot of work with Te Puni Kokiri as well. Mavis e pātai tāku, hea te kaupapa matua o Te Puni Kokiri.
Kia ora. Thank you, Audrey. So Te Puni Kokiri is the Ministry of Māori Development who work on behalf of the Crown. Their CEO at the moment is a woman who has been here before, Michelle Hippolyte, and I know that they're really pleased to be sponsoring this event. They're really pleased to be at Golden Shears because it is about how we develop our people for the betterment of New Zealand Inc., really.
Well, Mavis, we're in a very Māori-dominated industry. You know, if we look at the wool handlers, just for the ones that we are looking at this morning, the competitors this morning, the majority are Māori. So it is wonderful to have Te Puni Kokiri, Te Wānanga o Aotearoa as sponsors at the Golden Shears. What a throw. Nicely on 1, 2, 3 and 4. Adrian Samuels, no te awa o Wanganui. Watched her yesterday. Thought she did really, really good. So pleased to see you back. I think we're going to be seeing Jimmy a little bit later on in a couple of heats time. So really awesome to see these wool handlers getting up here and having a go, Tima Mullins.
Yes, that's right. I was just being told that the young guy that had his gear taken last night, actually the Māori Wardens found it. So that's a very, very lucky thing for that young man. And I've just been told, you know, tonight, if you're going to have a few ales, do not leave your vehicle parked outside here after the event is over. You know, take it home and then get a taxi down here and go from here. You know, we don't want you drinking and driving. You know, we would rather you leave your vehicle here, but, you know, there is the chance that something could happen. So, we're just trying to play it safe. But here we go. I'm down here by Credence Culshaw from Raupunga. Raupunga's a little place on the way to Gisborne. Very entertaining little place. But here we go, roll-up time for her. We got Edna Smith on table number 3. Edna won the Quality Award last night. Best quality out of the heats for the wool handlers. So well done, Edna. We got Anna Braddock there on table number 2. She's still got my bottle of rum somewhere. I think she keeps hiding away from me with their bottle of rum. And Adrian Samuels down there on table number 1. Adrian's brother is in this event in the next heat. He'll be watching her to see, how it is with siblings, rivalry, Audrey.
Really, really awesome to see. I have to say I was impressed. I watched Jimmy Shear in the top 30 last night as well. So just amazing. Amazing these wool handlers, shearers can do it all. Edna Smith, I believe she top qualified out of the heats. But it's the girl down here on table 1, Adrian Samuels. She's just working along. She's quite methodical in her approach and how she works. Anna Braddock down here on table 2. The Braddock whānau really putting Ekatahuna on the map.
Yes, they certainly are. They are putting the Braddock name on the map, all right. But here we go. Shearer's turn to the last side. 3 fleeces. I think this is the last one coming off now, is it, Audrey? Is this the 3rd fleece? Okay, so their seal time is 1 minute and 20 seconds. Credence down here on table number 4 lifts the table up, throws it down. I think we're going to need stronger tables next year, Audrey. These wool handlers are a bit rough.
Well, I believe we had the same issue the other day, yesterday. These senior wool handlers, they tend to get a little bit rough with the skier and throw things around. So, but they mean business when they're up here. Edna Smith on table number 3. Top qualifier out of the heats, Tuma.
She certainly was. Come on, wool handlers. 1 minute 20 seconds. I thought some of them might have been watching Joel Hennady in the last heat. Watch how he rolled. He didn't have a lot of wool left at the end of it. His cleanup was very, very quick. Adrian Samuels down there, table 1. Come on, Adrian, let's go. Broom in hand and a Braddock down there, table 2. Now here we go. Edna Smith is starting to show a bit of urgency. Come on, Edna. Nice, tight, compact roll. Looked pretty good to me. There she goes. Pushes the table over. Credence Culshaw down here, table number 4. You're going well. Credence just need to move along because these other wool handlers. Audrey, 1 minute 20 seconds. Is that too much for these seniors?
It almost looks like it. They have really stepped up over the years that I've seen the seniors compete. Every year, the standard of wool handling tends to lift. 1 and 2 finished almost at exactly the same time. A little bit more bits to pieces up. For Edna Smith down there on table number 3.
Well, I'm down here by Credence Culshaw on table number 4. She would have the best cleanup I've seen all morning. Well done, Credence. Not a lot of wool left underneath that table. Some of these wool handlers, they leave a few tawiwis under there. Johnny, who's our next heat?
Oh, heat number 2 in the senior semi-final. Jimmy Samuels on table number 1. Kyle Larris on table number 2. Catrice Hawkins on table number 3. And Connor Puha on table number 4. Once again, they'll compete over 3 sheep. I do have another phone that's been handed in. People are having a little bit of trouble hanging on to their wares this morning.
Is this an iPhone?
Yep, it's a flat one.
Is it a big rectangle iPhone?
About 100 mils across and about 7 or 8 mils deep and 60 down the deep the other way.
Yep, that's mine.
Where'd you leave it?
I left it, I don't know, because I lost it.
So I'm actually getting quite good. I can start up a phone shop over here if this carries on. I've got 2.
We've got 2.
Have they got a cracked screen? I'll swap.
It will be.
Okay, we got the green light. Shearers to the board. Connor Puha down here on table number 4. He's a good competitor, this kid. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, heat number 2. There's only 2 in the semis, Audrey. 2 heats. Okay, and I understand you've got Jimmy Samuels down there on table number 1.
Jimmy Samuels from Martin on table 1. Kylie Larris from Masterton on table number 2. Just down the road in Martinborough. Catrice Hawkins, and like you said, the little tacker. Actually, he's not a little tacker, Connor. I remember when he was a little tacker, but standing in amongst some of these wool handlers and shearers, it's like the land of the giants. These young fellas just get taller and taller every year. What are they feeding them, Tuma?
What are they feeding them? McDonald's, KFC. A bit of Domino's pizza goes in there every now and again. But here we go. These shearers, they're all working their way into the long blow. You're right, Connor Puha. He's been around, well, you know, he's only, how old are you, Connor? 16?
Really? 16? I remember when his mummy used to bring him around competitions. And look at what's happened.
She's
and
still bringing him around competitions.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, that was all part and parcel of our industry in those days. We did. We had the kids in the wool sheds. Now, because of health and safety, they're not allowed. So they don't get to pick up on the skills that are witnessed or that they see every day in the sheds. And we actually have to teach people how to get out of the way of a press, how to not stand in front of a door. So there's been some real negatives and positives about not having children in the sheds anymore. But life has gotten fast, Tuma. Too fast.
Yes, that's right, Audrey. Yeah, Connor's 16. I think he's been competing since he was 9. You know, and it goes to show, well, he's up here in the senior grade and he's only 16. So, you know, that's pretty awesome. We've got Bubba Gil Hawkins from Martinborough on table number 3. A good little shearer as well as a wool handler. You know, another one of these competitors that can pretty much do anything. Send her out with, you know, with maybe a couple of 100 lambs and she'll shear, she'll wool handle and she'll even press the wool up. So that's the kind of competitor she is. We've got Kylie Larris there from Masterton, local girl. Good to see her up in the semi-final. And the way that she goes as well, it wouldn't surprise me if we see her in the final. But down there on table number 1 from Martin, Jimmy Samuels. Jimmy Samuels actually won the pre-shears seniors the other day on Wednesday. So, you know, you can't really call him a dark horse if he's already won. You know, he's someone to be looked out for. But here we go. Shearers coming down the last side on their second fleece. We've got Bubba Gil Hawkins. Come on, Bubba Gil, get that fleece off the table. Te Puni Kokiri are the sponsors of this wool handling event, the senior wool handling event. Here we go, shearers going in for another one. Here we go, Connor, lovely throw, little bit overhanging. What's happening down there, Audrey?
A little bit of a roll in on the sides for Jimmy down here on table 1. But, you know, I have to say, and I don't mean to be rude, but for a shearer, he is really, really, really good. I am just mesmerised by the way he's identifying and being so particular with those first pieces. There is absolutely no white wool on these first pieces of his. His quality.
Well, he was probably brought up the old school way, Audrey. You know, you go and do a shearing course, or you go shepherding for a year, you learn how to shear the dog tuckers, and you get on the stand. You know, that's how it is these days. Whereas, you know, back in the old days, as you were saying, you know, we start off as the billy boy, and then you go to a sheepo, you know, and then you go to a presser, or wool handler, sorry. You learn how to wool handle, then you get on the press, you know, and then you get a stand. That's how it used to roll. So by the time you were shearing, you knew how to do every job in the shed anyway. Whereas at the moment, you get a lot of shearers out there, you know, you ask them to skirt a fleece, they won't know what to do. They'll just walk with it straight to the press. They're hopeless. You know, so that's the beauty of a lot of these people, you know, these kids that were brought up in the sheds, you know, all the way through, snotty-nosed little rat bags running around.
His ID, I'm just watching the way his fingers are moving and the way he's identifying the neck and the pieces that need to come off, and only that is coming off. Awesome job, awesome. Kylie on stand 2, another local girl. Lovely throw on 1 and 2. What's happening down there on table 4?
A little bit overhanging here on table 4. We've got Catrice Hawkins on table 3. She's had 2 pretty hard fleeces, but she's managed to land them both on the table. But here we go, 1 minute and 20 seconds, wool handlers. You know you need to get a wriggle on. And look at this girl here, Kylie Laris on table number 2. Looks like she's nearly ready to roll up. What about you, Connor? What are you up to? That fleece looks fairly clean, mate. Roll it up as well. Here we go, roll up time down here on table 4. He's going to put the pressure on these wool handlers. That's the way, Connor. Come on, Connor, grab your broom, mate. Grab it. Here we go. This is underneath this table looks pretty good too, Audrey. There doesn't look like a lot of second pieces under there. So I reckon that this young guy will be putting his hand up real soon.
Jimmy Samuels down here on table 1, also broom in hand for Kylie as well on table number 2. Catrice Hawkins, she's keeping fairly low key. How's she going? A little bit of locks, second pieces to be sorted yet, but liking the job being done on table 1. Table 4, not too far away, Tuma.
Connor Puha looks around. Time taken for Connor.
Time for Kylie.
And looking up on their big screen, you know, his points aren't too bad either. We might see him back in the final.
Well, I'm not too sure if my comments got up his nose about Adrian being the better, having the better job yesterday, but it definitely has worked, Jimmy. Well done.
Okay, that's heat number 2 out of the road. Heat number 3 is Keisha Tahuki, Erica Reti, Steve Mason Smallman, and Sarah Higgins.
How many more heats of this have we got, Rick? Sorry, John.
This is the last heat. This is the last heat coming forward now, and then we move on to the junior wool handling. The junior wool handling is Sam Tippany, Jaden Patterson, Chiquita Taniapo, and Conan Gray. That is the first heat of the junior wool handling.
Conan Gray. Is that the same Conan Gray that won the... he was in the pairs last night for the pressing, I think. They won the pressing.
I think it's the one and the same person.
We're just waiting on the green light. Can we have our shearers to the board? Okay, we got the green light. Timekeepers ready. Shearers. Get set, go. Sarah Higgins from Marlborough. Sarah Higgins is South Islander. Apparently one of the top South Island senior wool handlers. Follows the shows around. So good to see her up here in the semi. We've got Stevie Mason Smallman from Tai Happy Audrey on table 3.
Erica Ricci from Balfour on table number 2. Sarah Higgins from Marlborough on table number 4. Last of the senior semi-finals. Sponsors are Te Puni Kokiri. These fleeces are definitely a change from our heats.
Well, Audrey, I've just been told that Stevie on table number 3, she won the Belclutha, was it? And she is the New Zealand Senior Wool Handler of the Year. So, she's got a bit to live up to here. We're up in the North Island now. We do things a little wee bit different. And the Golden Shears, like you say, it always claims a few victims. People that you're used to seeing in the finals don't get through. Last night, probably one of the biggest shocks for the Open was David Buick not getting through into the semi-finals. But that's just the way it goes. That's the Golden Shears. Here we go. Wool handlers turn and throw.
Beautifully done by Stevie on table number 3. Big fleece for Erica on 2. Nice job by Keisha on number 1.
Sarah down here on table number 4. This looks like a pretty clean fleece, really. Hopefully she's not overthinking things and pulling out something that's not there. But here we go, working her way around the top of the fleece. She's got all the pieces out, looking for the neck ball, couldn't really find it. Round, back to the shearer she runs. We've got 9 baskets around these shearers, ladies and gentlemen. And in all but one, we should have a line of wool, an oddment. We've got frib wool, we've got belly wool. We've got eye clips, we've got top knots, sock wool, first pieces, second pieces, locks, and of course we've got the main fleece, and there'll be one bin left over in case we get a bit of dags or skin pieces.
I saw a couple of piles left on the floor. I think one might have been in the Open actually, and they still had a spare container. Will they get penalised for that, Tuma?
Was a bit rowdy last night, Alan. Yes, that's right, Audrey. They do get penalised. All the oddmans are supposed to go into the baskets. So if you've missed the basket and you've got a line of wool, like say you might have a little bit of blood or something to the side, you will get penalised. Okay, here we go. Sarah Higgins down here, table 4. Bit more challenging fleece, this one.
Looking good down here. A little bit of an overhang for Keisha on table 1. Erica, a little bit of a fold in. Not too bad though, but I think the throw again goes on table number 3.
Yes, the Stevie Mason Smallman show at the moment. Here we go. She works around the top of the fleece. First pieces in the bin. This girl, Sarah Higgins on table number 4. Another nice fleece, nice and clean. She's pretty lucky really, because like you say, Audrey, these fleeces are a bit hit and miss. There's not many of those little beauties that you were talking about.
No, that's for sure. These are a lot more challenging, and well done to those that have sorted and drafted these sheep. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and it's timely that we thank all those volunteers. Absolutely multitude of them. Talking to some past presidents of the Golden Shears last night. Just wonderful to see. I think Gavin Tankersley was the president at the time I was competing, and to see them here supporting the Golden Shears still is just fantastic, Tuma.
Oh, it certainly is. Even people like Willie Sharp, Willie Sharp last night, we haven't seen him for probably 10 years. He was sort of the reigning champ before the Goodyear boys come along. And it's been the Goodyear era for the last 10 years. But here we go, we're back to the wool handling. This is the third and final fleece about to hit the table. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Erica turns and throws. Lovely throw. We've got Stevie Mason swarming. Table number 3 turns. Throws, not too bad. This girl down here on table number 4, Sarah Higgins. All her fleeces have been fairly big, fairly bulky, but she's managed to keep the whole lot on the table, the whole fleece. But here we go, 1 minute, 20 seconds. We're probably 20 seconds down already. You can see the different styles. Some of these wool handlers, they like to sweep all their locks and stuff together a little bit, so they haven't got so much broom work to do at the end. But some of them, they just like to get stuck in and rip this fleece to bits.
Erica down here on stand number 1, she is very cool and calm. She almost looks like she's been coached by Rocky, I would say. Just the way she's moving, the concentration on her face, I might be wrong, but Keisha is such a cool competitor. Awesome to watch.
Yes, Keisha is a very, very good competitor. She's worked in Australia, does a lot of work in Danivik for Hape Shearing. She works there with her mother. I don't know how she has managed to stay working with her mother for so long. She's a lovely lady. But come on, Keisha Te Huki. You need to... Oh, Erica down there on table 2. Got her hand up already. Keisha up. Her hand goes as well. We got Stevie and Sarah down here on tables 3 and 4. Looking around. Come on, wool handlers. That 1 minute 20 must be nearly up. There we go. Well done, Stevie. We're just waiting on Sarah. Not much left to do now. Well done. Give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Give all these competitors a hand. That's a great display of wool handling. This is the senior class. They'll be up in the open in the next year or 2. Okay, back to you, Johnny.
Well, a great competition there, of course, in that senior wool handling. But we now move on to the Tiwana Aotearoa junior wool handling semi-final. And, of course, we have 3 heats of that. Sam Tiffany on table number 1, Jaden Patterson on 2, Chiquita Taniapo on table number 3, and Conan Gray on 4. That is heat 1. Heat 2 is Tamika Hina, Pukitai Puna, Charlene Tahuya, and Chantal Kawana. Heat 3 is Marika Braddock, Nira Hitoa, Ash Boyce, and Naya Puha. We also have the quarterfinal results for the open wool handling. Top qualifier was Joel Hinari, Monica Potai, Marianne Beatty, Karen Herbert, Anita Phillips, Ronnie Goss, Rocky Hapi Taiti, and Cherie Alabasta as the 8 competitors.
Okay, you get our wool handlers up there, get themselves organised. This is the junior wool handling semi-final. Te Wānanga o Aotearoa are the sponsors of this event. Once again, the sheep are supplied by Cross Keys. These wool handlers will be handling 3 long wool fleeces. 1 minute 30 seconds is the sealed time that they will have.